Food markets only.
Meet Susie.
I don't know if y'all can hear me. It's Susie Q96, and I'm having some technical difficulties here. So anyway, bear with me, folks. I can't get my camera to come on. Oh my goodness. We can't do a show without a camera. Let's see. I can't really, I'm having a hard time navigating tonight. There we go. Maybe something will catch up. All right. Where are we at here? All right. I think I might have sound. I just don't. Ah, it keeps shutting off and on and off and on. Yay! I think I got both things working at the same time. Hallelujah. Howdy doody. Some kind of doo-doo. This is just sitting here. Let's see if we got everything working. Can everybody see my image of my quarter? And can everybody hear me? I'm hoping. Let's see if I can get my signature commercial to run.
Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my darling sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at food markets only.
Woohoo! I think everything's working now. Yeehaw! And if anybody can find out what the dozen things that Susie Smart said, the doll, first person that can email me with documented proof of what the 12 things were, I got a special prize for you because I only know what about 5 of them were. And I have not had much luck on researching that. So anyway, welcome to the Monday Night Lodo Coin Collecting Show. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. I'm trying to get ready for this big craft show, but truthfully, I need to take a break. This crap going to drive me crazy. Woohoo! So anyway, we didn't get to get any quarters this week because my poor car, Unstable Mabel, she's been in a coma for a few days now, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fix her because she puked a head gasket and it's very expensive, and I don't know if I want to invest the money in fixing a car with 247,000 miles on it when they're telling me it's going to cost between $1,500 and $2,000 to fix said car. So today I dumped some stop leak in it to see if we can do any further harm or any repair to it. It's the low coolant light didn't come on, and she didn't throw her juice all over the ground, so it may have plugged it temporarily. But in the interim, I'm having to spend $100 this weekend for renting a little U-Haul truck to get me to my craft show because I don't know that my car will make it, and I must be there. So that's the bad news. But I do have I'm glad I got that penny box last week. So we're going to do pennies tonight. We will be playing with les pennies. We have only opened very few rolls of this box, so that's what we're going to do tonight is
penny, 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 penny.
Sheldon's having a fit.
Penny, 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 penny.
All right, Sheldon, we get the picture.
Penny.
Shut up. Thank you, Sheldon. My goodness, that boy done gone stupid. I know Dawn's being sick. And I've been sick too. One of the things we got to do tonight is this month's October's Patreon sponsor winner, my friend Susan over in Texas. She won the silver in the Patreon drawing. These little dudes here. These are 2 of these 1 gram little baby silver bars and an $18.99 V-nickel. Well, Susan has decided to donate those back, so she told me to give them away again. So I'm going to give them away in the stream because she wanted to give them back to the community. So we'll be doing that after we do a couple of rolls of pennies. So anyway, let me get my cheating sheet out here. And I'm not sure yet if I'm going to have a Wednesday night show or not, because I am way behind on getting ready for my craft show. And I may need that time. So, and I haven't really been out detecting. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, let me get the copper hopper out here and the penny thing and the 82 bucket, and we're going to start looking at some pennies. And after this roll, I'll show you where we're at so far with this box, just so we don't lose track. It's already better than the box we had last time. Oh my God, that was the worst box ever. I know I keep saying that, but it really was. Oh my gosh, it was awful. I wanted to just take it out, throw the pennies out on the ground, and let some metal detectorists lose their mind finding them just to get some excitement. I will do that, Dawn. I hope you feel better. And tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. That's one of the reasons I said I'm not sure about a Wednesday show, because that is going to put me further behind. I got to go to Blacksburg, Virginia to see a gastro specialist tomorrow afternoon, so I'm going to lose several hours of time. The craft show is a very important thing because the money that I make from it goes into my moving fund, and I'm hoping to make some decent money out of it. That can go in the 82 box. Yeah, I'm hoping to make some money on this show. If you saw the thumbnail for this stream, it probably looked way out of place. It was a picture of a board with Christmas ornaments on it. And I make those every year. Some of you have even gotten those in your 12 Days of Christmas packages. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the 12 Days of Christmas this year either. If someone would like to donate some items for prizes, I will happily do it. But I am really trying to save every penny I can for the move. I will tell you guys that I received a message from someone I know in Florida that I have known since high school, who has told me that they will make a substantial donation to my moving fund when I get to a certain point in the fund, and it looks like I'm actually gonna make everything work. Then he's basically going to pay for the truck and the gas for the move, and that's a lot of money. So he is actually a preacher, but when I knew him, it was from back in like Florida All-State Chorus when we were in high school. He was good friends with one of my musician buddies, and he has stepped up a couple of times when I've been in jams with my health issues. And I'm not gonna mention his name or anything, but that is gonna be a big help. But anyway, this craft show is the biggest craft show I do all year, and I'm hoping to make some money, but because I'm having to use a rental vehicle, it has cut substantially into what I'll make. So I've decided this year that I mostly am concentrating on small ticket items, $2, $3, $5, thinking I will have a better chance of selling a lot of them. I don't know yet, Scratchy Poo Poo. We haven't done our contest yet. After I finish this roll, oops, I didn't mean to throw that away. Oh well, I did it. What I'm going to do, since she donated those 2 items back, is I'm going to split that and make 2 winners out of it. Share the wealth. There's a 60 Fody Dodo. That goes in the copper hopper. Where's the wheat? Oop, there's a 64 to follow that 64D. Also goes in the hopper. And a toot 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 doody doody doo. I almost didn't make it tonight. Hey Mike, I'll come back in a minute and greet everybody. I had that little technical difficulty right at the beginning. I just wanted to make sure I got the show rolling. And that occurred. Here's a copper. Yeah, I was having a hard time getting on the internet tonight. I finally got on right before, like 2 minutes before my show, and then the cameras didn't want to work. Oh my goodness. About an hour ago, I started getting a headache. One of the ones that bothers this eye deal. So I had to stop and take some meds and do all that doody-da. And what ended up happening then was I got behind, and yeah, all week I've been repainting my displays for this show. I don't know, Mike. I have not checked my email yet. I will go by the timestamp on. There's a really cruddy Lincoln Life series, but we'll save it. I will go by the timestamp on the email, the first person that sends me the answer to that question. And I'm embarrassed that I don't know the answer to that question, because when I was 5, that was the toy I wanted. I just thought that was the coolest thing ever, that they had a doll that was created aimed towards educating girls, because my dad did not believe in educating girls. My dad thought girls should just get married and have babies, and we shouldn't have a brain. And my mother, on the other hand, focused on making sure that at a very young age we learn to read and spell. And I don't know how the heck my mom and dad even got together. They were so polar opposite in so many ways. But that was the toy I wanted, and I wasn't allowed to have it. And then later on, I intended to become a teacher. And I had, in junior high, joined Future Teachers of America, and we told my dad I was in Future Homemakers. So he would, he would let me be in that, but he wouldn't let me be in Future Teachers. Well, when he found out, when the yearbook came out and I was not in the Homemakers, I was in the Teachers, he made me quit. Because my dad was, yeah, we won't really go there, but let's just say Gene was mean. 68D in the hopper. A couple more in this roll. And then we're going to give away one of the prizes. Like I said, I'm going to split it up so we have a better chance. If you have a package coming from me and you haven't gotten it, I did send a bunch of them out last week. I have a few left here, but I don't have time to mess with it right now, so you'll get them next week. Okay. Let me find a way to get this stuff out. We got 8 people in here. I think we might have ducky race. Yeah. I think we're going to have us a ducking race. We're going to have a ducking race. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Oops, somebody left. Did I offend? Oh dear, I have offended someone. How dare I do that? It wouldn't be the first time, that's for sure. Some people think I'm highly offensive. And they can think that if they want. I don't care. All right. Paste this in. We're going to use this one for later. All right. I was going to do a duck race, but I've changed my mind. I am going to do one, but not for this. we are gonna do for the vehicle first. And then after I do a couple rows, we'll do the duck race for the silver. But for right now, if you are here within the sound of my voice, type in hashtag Fiverr. And we're going to give away the $18.99 V nickel. And while I wait for everybody to do that, I'm going to scroll right back up to the top so I can say hi to everybody. I know Dawn left. She wasn't feeling well. But everybody that's been here so far, Lucky James Eller, Package Total, Mike the Greek, Jody Greenwood. Hi, Jody, honey. How are you? Furry Plants and Coins. Doug Harding. Da, da, da. And I think that's everybody. And keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And no, that's not everybody. Scratch and go crazy. Mike Shalice. Jimmy LaCurry. Oh boy. All kinds of cool folks in here tonight. Thank y'all for coming by. I got 7 entries. Looks like everybody's entered. And so I reckon I can just go right on ahead and hit that button there. And whoever's name comes up is going to get the $18.99 V nickel. Let me put it under the scoper. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. And it is definitely. Hey, Kendham's in the house. Hi, David. Those of you who don't know why I call him Canned Ham, my hearing is about as bad as my freaking eyesight. And we were over at AAP's channel one day, and I could have swore they called him Canned Ham. And so I've been calling him Canned Ham ever since. I hope it's not offensive. He answers to it. Okay. Let me see where we're at here. I don't know where Mikey is. He's been hanging out in other channels and stuff. I think I picked on him too much. I don't know. He may still be doing. There he is. Egg and cheese omelet and sausage and toast. Ooh, breakfast for dinner. That sounds good. Yum, 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 yum. Mikey, have you got your Fiverr typed in? Yep, he's got his Fiverr typed in. Alrighty, let's push this button here. Yeah, that sounded really good, Mikey. I may do that after I get off here. All right, here we go. Da, 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 da. Mike the Greek. Woohoo! Mike, are you still in the house, buddy? Mike the Greek has picked up the $18.99. Give it to James Eller. Well, that's very nice of you. And I think I have an envelope already here for James Eller. So, oh my goodness, somewhere in this mess. Yeah, I have some people that I have still don't have addresses for. that I'm going to have to throw their prizes back if I don't hear from them pretty soon. Benji. Oh, come on. I thought I had a James Eller one in here. There it is. I do have a James Eller one in here. James, I need you to tell me which one of those addresses again is the good one. If you would email me. Oops, this envelope getting too fat. It doesn't want to go in here. I know how I'm going to do it. Yeah, I know. I've been stuck at 916 for about 3 weeks. And I don't have my watch hours yet, but I'm going to tell you, furry plants and coins. Funny, Lakari. Funny. Funny. You trying to trick this old lady? That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Alrighty. Back to the Penne rolls. Yeah, thank you, Mike the Greek. That was very nice of you. At least it didn't pick Jimmy. Didn't pick you either, Mikey. Nanner, nanner, nanner. Okay, before I start on the next roll, I'm going to show you what I have set aside so far from this box. I haven't done a whole lot of rolls from this box. I set this aside because it's got this weird wood grainy thing happening with it. Kind of interesting. The rockwood. Okay, I'll try to remember that. I've been watching this 20 video series on neighborhoods of Detroit. This guy, his name's Chris Henson, I think. Something like that. Anyway, he travels all around the Midwest and does all these videos about different neighborhoods. And I think he's from the Detroit area because he's done a lot of Michigan things. And some of it's pretty interesting. I mean, I've been to Detroit. I think I saved this one just because it looked pretty nice and I want to see what the one in my book looks like. I do that sometimes. I'm not sure why I've got this one. Must be some reason. These are just things that I set aside. This one, I just like the texture on it. It looks like stucco or something. I don't know. But I want to look in my book. I might keep that one. And then we did get a 57 Wheatie. And then we got this Dirty Money 69S. So that's what we have held on to so far from our penny box. I did check the enders and there were no Wheaties or Indians on the enders. I didn't get to go for quarters because my car's kaputty. But I had just gotten this box of pennies, so I thought, well, okay, we'll work with this. Whee. So anyway, that's where we are with our penny box. Yeah. Now we still have the little silver bars to give away, so hang out. There's a copper 64D. Boink. I'm actually feeling pretty good now. I felt terrible a couple hours ago. I think I was going to get... I've been painting all my displays again for my jewelry, and I made some new displays. The reason I had to paint them all is because I do a lot of outdoor shows in the spring and summer, and my displays start looking pretty funky by November. So I clean them all up for this show, which is a big indoor show. And then after this show, I may have one other show, and then I won't have any for several months. So at least I'm putting them away clean, and they're looking nice for the indoor show. And most of my displays are white, so they had to all get gussied up. And I finally finished the last one today as far as repainting them. So now I can start packing stuff up. Hopefully have it ready on time. Setup is on Friday and the show is Saturday. And I will be set up next to my sister, so I will have someone to help me out and relieve me to go to the bathroom and so forth. So I'm gonna miss not having my niece. She doesn't live here anymore. I hope she comes down for the show. I found out I had to take the bus yesterday. We have a little shuttle bus. It only runs until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pretty useless, but I had to go to the hobby and craft store and pick up a couple of small items that I was missing. And I was talking to the driver of the shuttle bus. The weather was nasty, and he's like, "What are you out running around in this nasty weather for?" And I told him, I said, "Well, I'm working on stuff for the craft show." And he goes, "Oh, I'm in the craft show too." He's in another booth at the craft show. He does woodworking things. So because I was a fellow vendor, instead of making me ride the shuttle bus all the way around town and ride for 40 minutes, he went a different way, because he can do that, and dropped me off before he went downtown so that I would have more time in the craft store, which was really cool, because otherwise I was going to only have a few minutes. Actually, that was Saturday that happened. So I had all my stuff. And then yesterday it was so freaking cold. Oh my gosh. It's winter. I don't want it to be winter yet. I didn't get to metal detect enough. Oh, there's another one of those with the texture, but it's not as pronounced as the other one was. Where's the wheat? Come on, people. Y'all got to be bribing this bot or something, because it is not giving me what we need. There's some copper. Copper for the hopper. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be able. Hi, Leanne. Welcome. How you doing, hon? I don't know if I'm going to be doing a lot of outdoor jewelry things anymore, or even things where I have to set up a lot. But after I do this show on my other channel, well, one of my other channels, on the O Susie Q Jewelry and Decor channel. In the first part of December, I'm going to have a sale on that channel to let everybody have a chance at all the stuff that I made that I don't sell. I never know what's going to sell, and I am all over the board. But anyway, we will be having a sale the first part of December in time for holiday shopping. So I will let you know when that's going to be winding out. Wheaty! Mark Wheaty Thomas. I got to tell you what happened yesterday with Mark Wheaty Thomas. I was in Florida Thunder digging with Rob's live stream on Sunday morning. And I had been watching. I wasn't really saying much because I was working on stuff for the craft show. And I needed to go to the little girl's room. Well, don't you know, as soon as I got up and went to the little girl's room, I won a prize. And Rob doesn't give you a whole lot of time to claim your prize sometimes. He was like, well, I don't think she's here. And Wheaty there sends me a message and it's like, hey, hurry, you won a prize. And he's like, oh, never mind. They only gave you a minute. And I'm like, darn, you know. So I went back in and I posted. I'm like, hey, look, you know, can't you let an old lady go to the bathroom? And so they went ahead and let me have my prize. And I appreciated that. I mean, I sat there waiting for him to do the contest. And finally, I just couldn't. I had to go. So thank you, Mark, for letting me know. I mean, I knew I heard it, but I was like, I couldn't just like get up and run in here. But they were real nice about it because I know Rob personally, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So they let me have my marbles. It was funny though. So thank you, Mark, for alerting me. Like I said, I heard them say it, but you know, because I had it streaming on my TV, and then I have to answer, you know, anything on the phone. I have to type it in because I don't have a keyboard thing on my TV. I don't even know if you can do that. But yeah, so I did end up getting my prize. But I'm in the bathroom and I'm like, oh man. That happened once before. I forgot whose channel I was in that night. And Dawn, the metal detective, called me and said, you just won. You need to claim it real quick. Hurry. And I was in the bathroom that time too. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I got a prize coming. Yeah, I almost lost my marbles again. Yeah. I was doing the potty dance. That was the problem. I waited and waited for him to run the thing, and then I just couldn't wait anymore. I had to go in there. It all worked out okay though. I got to claim my prize. So. Oh my, 281s in a row. That's not much help. Oh, I need Wheaties, please. And then last night I was exhausted. I've been working on all this stuff and I was tired. and my back hurt. I wanted to go to sleep. And I couldn't get it on camera, but M3 got the zoomies. And he was running from one end of the apartment to the other and across the bed. And then he started chasing his own tail. And then he decided he was going to bite me. Only problem is it was really cold and I try not to run the heat. And so all he got was a bite full of comforter and quilt. But he kept me awake for a while. And finally I got back up, painted another crate, and gave him some catnip and let him play himself out. So here I was out here about 3 o'clock in the morning, painting part of my display. Oh, God. I'm just, trying to get it all done. And I know I'm not going to get everything done that I wanted. Tomorrow I have to leave at like noon 30. I have a transport coming to take me to a doctor's appointment. I'm going to try to figure out something I can work on in the car so I don't lose that time. I'm not sure what that would be, but something's going to be working on something. I remember one time I was working on a stage outfit for my friend Question Mark, and we were in the van going from Michigan to Columbus, Ohio, and I was still working on his outfit in the van, and I'm sewing all these little tiny seed beads onto this fringe. And I've got them in this cup and I'm stitching them on there. And I'm not sure who was driving, but whichever one of them was driving, Michigan has terrible, terrible roads. And they hit a bump and these little orange seed beads went all over the band van. I was picking those suckers up for weeks, but I had to finish getting the fringe done, and I ended up having to use fabric glue to glue the trim on, but I got it done. Nothing fell off on stage. Oh, that would have been embarrassing. Yeah, I don't know. Most of you know that I work with this band out of Michigan, 60s band called Question Mark and the Mysterians. So yeah, I've been known to be working on Q's stage outfits while we were actually on the way to a gig. Yeah, I do hate it, Leanne. I love M, but sometimes, boy, he just is an exercise in frustration, and last night was one of them. I was so afraid he was going to run out here and run into one of these crates that I had sitting around that the paint was drying on. And I envisioned in my head waking up with little cat paw prints all over them. But he did not do that, which I appreciate. And then I was mixing paint. I make my own chalk paint because it's way cheaper to make it than it is to buy the little $9 bottles. And I learned how to make it when I lived up in Michigan. And so I was out here mixing up more paint and, in the middle of the night, I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I doing this? I hope I make some money for the moving fund. The goal right now is to be leaving here the end of February, weather permitting. That's not a bad 73. See, some of these I just set them aside and check my albums to see if they are as good as what I have in the album. Sometimes they're better, sometimes they're worse. I did actually get a few quarters. Oh yeah, my M does that every night, Mark. He will come, and what is that? That's odd. He will come and get on my chest, and he's so big. He weighs 15 pounds, and he always slips off because he just can't stay balanced up there. But yeah, he does that every night. He's got to come and nuzzle me, give me a couple of headbutts, and lick my hand, get his ears rubbed and his chin scratched, and then he'll just like curl up on my chest or on my knees. He can stay better balanced on my knees. He always falls off my lap, but yeah, he's good about that. And I don't know why, but he thinks between 3:30 and 4 o'clock I need to get up. So if I don't get up, he will come and wake me up. Little stinker. I guess he thinks I need to get up and go potty or something. Yeah. Hi Kevin. No, not yet. It's been pretty uneventful. We're just kind of hanging out. I gave away a V-nickel. I'm going to give away some silver here pretty soon. I was going to make this a short show, but I decided I needed to take a break from what I've been doing. When I'm messing with jewelry and stuff, especially if I don't take a break, it bothers my eye where I've got that growth going on. And I start messing up stuff. And then I'm just wasting supplies at that point. So, yeah, I'm just taking a breather from that. And I'm so happy that my friend got a hold of me and has told me that he's going to pay for the truck and the gas for my move. So that's awesome. So once I get all of the other money for the apartment and everything together, my friend, who is a preacher I've known since high school, has pledged to pay for the moving truck and the gas, which that is like amazing. He stepped up once before when I was having some real bad problems and I couldn't get my medicine, and has and helped me get my medicine that time. And he bought a guitar from me that belonged to a mutual friend who passed away, and I inherited the guitar. And my friend plays a whole lot better than I do, and he's the reason, that friend was the reason I knew this guy in the first place. So I gave him a real good deal, and he still plays that guitar. So I have one more guitar that belonged to that same friend, and that belonged to that same friend, and I'm going to send that one to this gentleman as well for stepping up as he has. If I have to part with it, I'm happy to part with it to someone that knew the previous owner and has also someone that has been very supportive of me through my illnesses. 63D. I'm getting so close to the Wheaties, but I can't quite get in there. I gotta keep this one aside because I was watching a video that had something about 63 Denvers in it, and I just don't remember what it was right now. There's a copper. There's 69D, I think. Wish it was a little better shape because there's something odd. That mint mark looks funky. I wish my scope was better. It's getting wore out. I'll just set that one aside with the other one. And when we get done here, Tri-Valley Metal Detecting. Good evening. We're just playing in Penny Box. I'm going to give away a little piece of silver here shortly. I haven't been able to go detecting, and I'm having a fit because I want to go before it gets too darn cold. Yesterday it was too darn cold. I was just going to sneak out here and go up the hill. There's a hill behind us, and it belongs to our apartment complex, but they don't care if I go up to the top of it and detect. And the reason I want to go up there is people walk from this apartment to Walmart, and they go up that hill, and there's a bench up there where people stop and rest. And I want to go up there and detect around that area. I've seen people up there playing frisbee. I've seen people up there just walking. So there's Rob. You missed it, Rob. I was telling the story about me being in the bathroom while you were, when you called my name for the giveaway, and how I had to run out and get on there real quick so I wouldn't lose my marbles. So, but yeah, I got the okay to detect up on top of that hill there. And I hope I can get up there without falling down and busting my butt. But anyway, that'll probably be my last hunt of the year. Yeah, we did, Rob. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm in the bathroom and I can hear what's going on because I had it on my TV, but there wasn't anything I could do about it until I was done doing what I was done doing. And people were texting me and stuff. And of course, I couldn't do anything because I'd left my phone sitting out here on the couch. And you won, you got to claim it. Oh no, they're moving on. And I was like, oh man, I finally win something and I'm not in the room. But we got it all taken care of. I appreciate that. All right, we're going to do one more roll of pennies, and then I'm going to do the silver. I already gave away the V-nickel, and Mike the Greek got that, and he gave it to James Eller. So that'll be going out to James. Haven't really found much in the pennies, but I'm a celebrity. At least somebody thinks I am. Well, that was a quick visit. Oh, okay, that'll work. Thank you, Rob. I need all the help I can get, especially on the watch hours. Furry Plants and Coins has been running my one of my playlists, just putting it on and running it so that I get the watch hours, because I'm not that far from the 1,000 people, but they really slayed me on the watch hours. They took a bunch of those away, like almost half of what I had. So yeah, that would be greatly appreciated if folks would just like set one of my playlists running and just let it run. Run, Forrest, run. To build those hours back up. Oh, come on, Wheaties. I need wheat. Wheaty. Yeah, I did search the enders. There was nothing immediately visible on the enders. Well, we did get one Wheatie so far, and we got that I think, what was it? Something S. A dirty S. 69S we got. So that's been the best of the box so far, but we're not too far into this box. I mean, heck, that last box, I think I only got 2 Wheaties in the whole box. It was, ugh. Worst. What's going on here? Clam I have a bunch of Wheaties that I need to go through and check my albums. We're going to do that on an upcoming show. And once I've done that, then I can sort of start giving some of those out to people that got blank spaces in their albums, or pick me up some penny albums so we can give them away. A bean or a pig? I'm not sure what he's talking about there. Yeah, my next big thing is figuring out what I'm going to do about the car. But right now, I just got to get past the craft show. Once I get past that, I'll be able to focus more, because I really don't want to spend that kind of money on the car, since the car has 148,000 miles on it. I mean, 248,000 miles on it. And I just don't know yet. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, this craft show is going to kill me. I lost a lot of time. I got sick a couple weeks ago, lost a whole week, didn't do either one of my shows. I don't know what that was. There was some kind of flu going around, but it wasn't really that. I just felt bad. Seems to be gone now, whatever it was. I think a lot of it was stress, waiting for the results to come back from the PET scans and the MRIs. And fortunately, when they did come back, it was good news, and the stuff growing in my head from the IgG4 has not spread to any other organs, and it has not gotten any bigger, and in fact has gotten a little bit smaller. So that's good. That was all good news, and I was greatly relieved because that gives me more time to get all my stuff together to get to Michigan for the treatment to begin. I don't have to be quite as panic mode. Nope, no wide one there. So I think maybe a lot of that was just stress and too many back-to-back doctor's appointments. They don't realize how hard that is when you got to ride 3-4 hours each direction for those appointments. It's really stressful. I wish they'd send me in an ambulance so I could sleep. Hard to sleep in a car. Coppers to the hoppers. See about wide AM. Nope. I've never found one. I probably never will. Yeah, I got a bunch of metal detecting stuff I need to do the videos on. That's going to be my project, I think, over the winter, is getting all this stuff caught up on my metal detecting stuff. I mean, I've got videos back to 2021 that haven't come out yet. Some of them probably won't. Some of them probably I will just go through and pull some shorts out of them. You know, like highlights or something. Because I don't want to totally waste the footage. But some of them, the hunts, either the camera broke and so I didn't get enough footage to really do anything, or I just really didn't find enough stuff to make an interesting video. But there's probably some highlights in there somewhere that I can salvage. Like to get all that caught up. Because, I mean, I have plastic bags full of finds. And some of the stuff in there is just trash. It just needs to go. I don't really want to move it with me to Michigan. Looking for a DDO. Nope, everything's crispy. Everything was crispy. And that's odd looking for a Zinken. And the last one in this roll. Alrighty, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to give away the silver, and I think I'm going to do what Mikey did and have breakfast for dinner. Yeah. Oh gosh, I have no room in my house. I have everything, all of my craft displays, and normally this stuff would not be in my living room. It's a mess. I've been hand painting Grinches and all kinds of weird stuff that I don't usually have happening. And I got to replenish the critters. I started making these earrings with different animals on them. Dogs and cats. And my current bestseller I actually owe to Mikey. Mikey and his mom wanted to know one day if I had squirrels. And I didn't at the time, but I found some cute little squirrel charms and did their order. And then I ended up making a pair for Mrs. Coin Crew because they got the squirrels over there. And so then I put some out in my display at the farmer's market and sold every pair of squirrel earrings I had. So I had to order more squirrels because that's one of the popular. So I got squirrels to make, and I got frogs now. And I found in my box of charms dragonflies, which used to sell really well. I forgot about them. So I got a bunch of critter earrings I got to get made up. I also have dogs, cats, different breeds of dogs, horses, the flying Pegasus, and yeah, I got frogs. The frogs are cool. I just got them. I ordered them when I ordered the squirrels. And so I will have those in the after the craft show sale. I will have the frogs and the squirrels and all that stuff. So y'all will get to see them then. My stuff's pretty reasonably priced, especially when I do the sales for the my channel people. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff to get done. But one good thing about the earrings, I can do those while I am at the show. I'm more focusing on the things I can't do sitting in the venue. Ooh, Pokemon. I was watching some video the other night, and this kid, I don't know if it was a kid or grown up, but somebody was on, what is that? WhatsApp? What's up? I forgot what it's called. Anyway, they were in a Pokemon auction just buying like packs, I guess. And when they opened this pack that they spent very little money on, turned out there was a very expensive card in that pack. I guess that's Mikey does cards, I'm pretty sure. I haven't collected any kind of sports card or anything, any kind of cards for a long time. I used to collect NASCAR for a while, but then all my drivers either died or retired. But the only other cards I ever really collected in my life was when I was a little girl. I collected Beatles cards. They had cards of the Beatles, and I managed to acquire the entire set. And I just set them aside. My dad almost threw them away once, failing to realize they had any value. Well, I set them aside until I was about 26, 25. And when I pulled them out, I took them to a place over in Tampa that sold all kinds of rock and roll memorabilia and stuff. I sold that set of cards and paid for my entire freshman year of college with those cards that my dad almost threw in the trash. Do I wish I had kept them? Sorta. They'd probably be worth a lot more now, but at the time, it was a good investment. So I got rid of the NASCAR cards a few years back, except a handful of them that were people that I personally knew that someday those cards may be worth something simply because they were obscure drivers that were like running for Rookie of the Year. One of them is my friend Dave Pletcher from Newport Richey, Florida. He is now in his 70s and he is still racing super late models. If you know anything about race cars, you know those are pretty darn fast cars. And I've known Dave since he was sweeping the floor at a friend of mine's garage in Newport Richey when he was about 12. So we go back. I've got his rookie card and a few other ones, but I got rid of the rest. It was just too much. Thank you, Mikey, for doing that. There are some items up there in little videos for sale right now. A few of those items may no longer be available, but because I have to go in and update what I have sold at markets in the last month. But you can see kind of what the critters look like and some of the other things. But yeah, Mikey and his mom ordered the squirrels, and that has become one of my most popular animals to sell. I have a friend down in Florida that runs a squirrel rescue. There's a lot of trees where she lives, and when they cut the trees and stuff, especially right now, I guess, oh, we got a weeder. Anyway, right now there's a lot of down trees and stuff, and so there's been a lot of squirrel rescuing happening. Okay, anybody want to make a venture and guess what year our Wheatie is based upon this view of the back of it, which looks pretty worn. All right, let me find something to give away for that. I'm not going to give the silver away on that. I'm just going to pull a couple of things out of my leftovers. I'm going to pull 3 things out of the leftover box here. Probably going to mostly be Wheaties, actually. I just randomly grabbed 3. Whoever is closest without going over is going to get a 1944 S Wheatie, a 1944 D Wheatie, and a 1942 Philly Wheatie. So whoever gets the closest on this is going to get 3 Wheaties for their time and trouble, closest without going over. We got Mikey with 40, Tri-Valley with 45. Oops. Mike Schalise, 54D, Furry with 49, Clambake 33, Kevin 35, Eller 27, Jody 29. Oops, Miss Mary, guess again, because Doug came through first with 44. So, and hi, Miss Mary. Canned Ham took 36. We'll let Miss Mary guess again. Okay, 42. All right, everybody in? Everybody in? All right, stop. We're going to flip this rascule over and see who is the closest. Let me get back up to the beginning of the numbers. Whee! All right, there we go. And what did we get? We got 1950. Okay, closest to 50 without going over. Furry's at 49. I think that might be it. Yep. It's Furry Plants and Coins with 49. All right, good job, Furry. You have picked up the 42 Philly, the 44D Wheatie, and the 44S Wheatie. Good job, Miss Furry. Woohoo! 3 for the guessing of the 1. Like I said, these probably won't go out until next week after I have gotten done with this insane craft show. All right, now where's my pen? I lose everything. I know. See, I didn't have to have it earlier because I already had an envelope going for James. Let me grab a pen. Doggone it. Oh, that's the sound of old age, folks. Woohoo! Oh, there. Now we still got the silver giveaway coming up when I finish this roll. Okay, I have your address because I just sent you something. All right, in the bucket. Woohoo! And let's file this up here. That's the second Wheatie from this box. Like I said, I haven't really done a whole lot of the box, but it would be nice if a few more of those would show up, wouldn't it, folks? Because y'all know I usually give something away when a Wheatie shows up. I have a lot of extra Wheaties. I go through them periodically and check them against what are in my albums. Benji! Hi, honey. How you doing? There's one resplendent with some M3 fur. I think that's M3 fur on there. Yeah. There's a 64. Alrighty. Thank you all for coming. If you have not hit the thumb, please do. Give me a little booster shot there. We always need that around here. Speaking of which, I did get my flu shot a couple weeks ago, and I think that may have been why I got sick, but if it keeps me from getting the flu, I'm all for it. Because, boy, I got enough problems. 7D. Yeah, I have never been in a seated hunt. I would like to do one, just to see how diverse my hunting skills really are. You know, I think that would be great fun. There have been a couple times where I've been supposed to go to different ones and then got sick and couldn't make it. And I'm still going to get to one someday. Picked up $16.50 in customer wrap coins today. Yeah, I did not do well with that last box of pennies that I got, and it was a strange mix of customer wrap and bank wrap. The bank wrap ones were almost all 2020s and 2021s with just a few others in there. And the customer part, I think, had already been picked through, and I found 2 Wheaties and a ton of copper. So I think it was somebody's copper dump. It was the worst box ever. Oh, horrid. This is all bank wrapped in this box. Yeah, I would, yeah, that's it with me, Tri-Valley. I don't have very many people where I live. There's only 3 of us really that detect around here. And I mean, I love my detecting buddies here, but I'm looking forward to getting back to Michigan where I know a lot more people, and I like the camaraderie of it as much as I like the hunt part of it. And unfortunately, I spend most of my time detecting by myself, and now that my health is really taking some bad turns, I don't like to go out by myself. I'm afraid of going out by myself too much, because I basically collapsed out in the field once, and it took me 2 hours to get back to my car. Oops, I started opening the roll. And let's go ahead and do this roll, and then we'll do the silver. I had this roll sitting here. It was the last roll on my desk, so we'll go ahead and zip through this one real quick, and then we'll give away those 2 1-gram silvers that were given back to me by last month's Patreon sponsor winner, Susan Smith, out in Austin, Texas. One of my rock and roll buddies. She's been a Patreon sponsor of my channel since my first live stream. So, anyway, she won the Patreon drawing for October and gifted it back, which was very kind of her. So I gave away the V-nickel earlier from that, and when I finish this roll, I will be giving away the silver that was in there. And then we gave away some Wheaties for finding a Wheatie. So, like I said, I'm not certain about whether or not I'm going to do my Wednesday night detecting streams, simply because I have got to finish up all this stuff for my big craft show. So I may postpone that. But when I do have it, I have a giveaway to do that is definitely detecting related giveaway rather than a coin one. But I'll probably give away a coin, at least a coin prize in that stream as well. But the major prize in there is going to be detecting. And I have a question. because I see that I do have some of my detecting people in here. Is it in poor taste to give away something that I used? I got this particular item and I used it a couple times, but it's not anything that breaks. It's a digging tool. It's a very nice digging tool, but I prefer the one that I use. And I've been thinking I should give this away. It's a Garrett digging tool. It's not a piece of junk. I mean, it's a nice tool. Like I said, I used it a couple times, but I like my Nukta one better. And so I've just got this sitting here. And like I said, I used it a couple times. It's got the little case that it goes in that goes on your belt. I mean, it's a nice item. I just think it needs to be in somebody's hand digging up a cool find instead of sitting in my bedroom on a shelf. So I have thought about giving it away for a while. And I had somebody say, well, it's used. I'm like, so you'd turn down a used detector? You know, hey. But yeah, it's in good shape. The paint's a little chipped on the point, but yeah, well, see, I have a shovel that I use most of the time, but I do have the little digging tool because there's a couple of places up here where I go that they do not allow you to take the shovels. They only will allow you to have a handheld trowel type. So, and I have more than one. So, yeah, it like I said, it's a really nice piece. It's just not what I don't need it. I have my shovel and I have a really nice one that the people at Nukta gave me. Well, actually, Kelly Co. gave it to me. It's kind of a funny story. My brother, back in 2000, bought a metal detector and all of the things to go with it from Kelly Co., which was right around the corner from his house. And one of the things he bought was this digging tool made by a company called Gator, and it was guaranteed for life. Well, my brother gave it to me along with his detector and some other things when his health got bad and he could no longer detect. And I take this thing out, it's guaranteed for life. And about the third time I used it, I managed to bend it. Now, by about the fifth or sixth time I used it, I broke it. I didn't break it all the way through, but it's broken. And so I was curious, and I wrote to Mark over at Kelly Co. and said, okay, I got a question for you. My brother bought this digging tool, and it says right on it, guaranteed for life. But whose life? His life? The life of the digging tool? Because I broke it. And I sent him the picture, and he said, you know, he told me, well, they're out of business. I said, yeah, I know. So what do you do? You know, as a business that sells those kind of things, what do you do if someone comes back years later and says, you know, I bought this thing guaranteed for life and it's broken and the company's gone? What do you do? He says, well, we normally would offer the customer a different one of equal quality. And so, knowing that I really like all my Nocta Macro stuff, they sent me a digger made by them, and I absolutely love it. So that left me with this Garrett digger that I had never used, and I used it until that Nocta showed up, and then I put it away. And that's why I was asking, is it in poor taste if I just give that to someone as a prize? I mean, I won't tell them, hey, it's new, because it's not, but I just broke it in for you, that's all. Yeah, it was, but it was, I thought it was a good question to ask a distributor. What do you do when someone you were distributing their product goes under? How do you address that? And I thought Calico did a great job of properly addressing that. Oh, I got two sandwiched together. Ooh, they're sticky and gross. Ew. 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 This was stuck to this. That's gross. I'm not putting that back in the bin. That's disgusting. Ew. Tell me not to clean a coin. I'm cleaning that bad boy. Ew, that was gross. I did not expect that when I pulled those apart. All right, that's the end of that. So now we got 15 people in here. I'm going to have to find me a list here. Hang on. Yeah, that one more looks like it might have been in somebody's cup holder. It's not a whites. If it was a whites, I'd be keeping it. It's a Garrett. I mean, it's a nice digger. But yeah, if it was a whites, I'd keep it. Just like I kept that Gator one that's broken. And the pinpointer that my brother bought back in 2000. It looks like it's like one of those great big wand type that it looks like something they use in the airport. It's hilarious. I have shown it in a couple of videos, but I'll probably do that again. Okay, we are going to do a duck race for silver. So if you want to be in the duck race, you need to post something in the stream, because I'm going to just copy the list and paste it into the duckathon. So everybody get in there. It says we have 13 people in the room right now. So far, only 4 are on my list. So let's get some names going, and I'll read it back before I start the duck race. Yeah. Something in the stream. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the very first metal detector I ever had any experience with was way back when, I'm going to say 69 or 70. And my dad traded a guy an outboard motor repair, not the actual motor, but he repaired this guy's motor, and then the guy didn't have the money to pay. So he gave my dad this metal detector from Sears. Well, the Sears branded detectors were all made by White. Back then, that was pretty much who made a lot of the stuff. And so we had that for a while. And my dad would go. My dad also magnet fished way before I ever heard anybody magnet fishing. He had gotten this great big magnet out of an old radio from the speaker. I mean, it was a huge magnet. And my dad would go out in his boat and magnet fish when he saw people lose outboard motors and fishing rods and stuff. And so my dad would go out and he would pull all this stuff out of the lakes. If he wasn't catching fish, he would magnet fishing. And I'd stay up at the boat ramp and wander around with that metal detector. I was so unhappy. My dad traded it for a trolling motor. And because I really enjoyed the detector, and I didn't get another one until just a few years ago. But my dad, right out of the box, the first thing he found was a gold class ring. And back then, it was really almost impossible to track down the owner of a lost ring because you didn't have the internet. There was no, Facebook or anything like, there was no internet. And so all we had was the name of a school. And of course, it was a long distance phone call to get a hold of them. Okay, I only got 8 people in out of 12. So I'm going to read the list. If you're not on it, you need to post so that you can get in here. I got Archaeology Mikey, Doug Harding, Kevin, Leanne, Furry, Clambake, James Eller, Tri-Valley, and Mark Thomas Wee T, and Mike Schalise. So that's who I've got so far. If I did not call your name, you need to be posting something. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccuburps. Woohoo. I think we're only missing one. Yeah, one person is missing. Let me go through it again. Archaeology Mikey, Doug Harding, Furry Plants, Kevin, Leanne, Mike Schalise, Team Clambake, Lucky James, Tri-Valley, and Weedy. So if you didn't hear your name, you got about a minute before I copy these over and put them in the duck race. Jimmy Lurkari, I should have known. Why are you not coming up on my list? Huh. He posted. Maybe it doesn't like emojis now. I don't know why it's there. There he is. Yeah, he popped in there now. Now we got 11, and now it says there's 12. So there's still somebody missing. Oh my goodness. I'm going to read them one more time. Archaeology Mikey, Doug Harding, Furry Plants, Jimmy Lacari, Kevin, Leanne, Mike Schalise, Clambake, Eller, Tri-Valley, and Weedy. If I did not say your name, you got about a second and a half to get in there. And then I'm going to start moving these over into the Race de la Duque. Yeah. All right. Whoever it is, you're running out of minutes. Ah, Canned Ham. Who it was. All right, we got everybody now. Okay, let me get this list copied. And Let me pull up the Race de la Duques. Ducky. Oh. Why are my duckies not showing? There's Ducky. Oh. These were given back. Susan Smith. Come on. It's 2 of them bars. That's what we're racing for. For some reason, my not go back. Yeah, I'm having a personal problem with this dumb computer. I they upgraded my speed at no charge. Well, seems to me like they upgraded. Oh, there we are. We're back. No, it's been doing this all day. It just does. We live in the mountains. And when you're up here in the mountains, stuff goes wacky. So, can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Anyway, the winner is going to get 2 of these 1 gram pure silver little bars, little baby bars. So y'all just, all right. All right, we're back. Let me put the duck race up. Let me make sure I got everybody before I do this. I'm going to read them back. Mikey, Canned Ham, Doug, Furry, Jimmy L, Jody, Kevin, Leanne, Mike Scalise, Clambake, Eller, Tri Valley, and Weedy. If there's anybody else here, speak now or forever hold your peace. Because it is what it is. There's 13 there. There's 13 there. So I think we're good to go. So, all right, that's it for entries. We are closing the entries. Let me get the duckies back up here. That way I was yeah. If the thing flickers, because sound is connected micro by camera, and if this thing even flickers, it automatically defaults back to the microscope, which has no sound. It's a pain in the butt. I haven't figured out how to keep it from defaulting back to the scope. Okay, 2 minutes. We're going to set it for. Then we're going to scramble up all the duck eggs. Scramble them again. And scramble them one more time. We got oh, here we go again. There we go. Come on. Everybody, sucker. Why are you doing it, dirty ducks? Okay, I'm getting close because we're almost to the end. I don't need that. Up. Edit list. I think there's one more person missing. Oh, 14 and 4. And we're set. And we got to shuffle them again because I put Benji in there. All right. On your mark, get set, quack! And they're off. Da, 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 da. Leanne, when I was a little girl, my cousin Butch nicknamed me Goose, and they still will somebody will call me Goose. If I go to Iowa, somebody is going to call me Goose before I get out of that state. Where he got it from was his sister had this little thing called a Susie Goose oven. It was like a toy little stove. And because I was Susie, I became Susie Goose. So, yep, there's a goose. Yeah, Mark Thomas is on the list as Wheatie. Wheatie. Who's got the helmet on? Oh, that's Jody with the helmet on. Read your last what? Your duck needs to fart. Yeah. You think that's going to propel you a little further, Mikey? Please don't fart. You had eggs for dinner tonight. Oh, there goes Ken. Look at him go. Uh-oh, here comes Kevin. Here comes Kevin. Oh, there's Benji coming back. And there's old Wheatie. Sir Benji gets the silver. Da-da-da. You still here, Benji? Woohoo! Yep, he's still here, and I already have an envelope for Benji that has not gone out yet. We thought this was pretty funny. I had a prize sitting at Sir Benji's house that didn't get mailed because I didn't send the address. So I sent him my address and then informed him, you have a prize sitting at my house and you didn't send me your address. So both of us, yep, I got you, Benji. I got it put in with your other packet that I got to send out. So those will go out next week. And there you go. So that was compliments of my Patreon sponsor, Susan Smith, who won those and was kind enough to donate them back. So there we have it. Benji got a little bitty silver. I found this nickel on the floor. I don't know why it's in a thing. Well, let's see if I can find out. It's a 64. I don't know why that's in a thing. It's not even a pretty 64. Anybody know anything about 1964 Jefferson nickels? Why that would be? Maybe it's just something I won or something, because I don't see anything exciting about that. And then I got a quarter over here. I don't know why it's here either. I think that was just something that got picked up off the flow. All right. Yeah, my apartment, Leanne, is so small. When I lived in Georgia, I lived in senior housing, and my apartment was almost twice this size. It had a full dining room in it. Well, I didn't have people come over to eat, so that was my crafting room. And I had room for everything to be out and everything to be stored where I could get to it. I can't find diddly doodah in this place. This place is so tiny. And then when I had lived in Michigan, I owned my place and I had a full dining room and an extra bedroom and 2 bathrooms. So I had 1 bathroom that I only used for my crafting, like washing my brushes and stuff. I didn't use it for anything except cleaning up from crafts and stuff. So there was always paint sitting around in there. Yeah, this one is 520 square feet. So I think I got a closet more than you do. But the one I had in Georgia, I had a front patio, a back patio. I had outdoor garden space, a full dining room. And, this one is so small. Oh, there's the happy hookers. Get them yo-yos out of here. I can't do a dang stream without those idiots. Why do they think there's anybody in here that wants their crap? I just don't No. Yeah, right. Was sleeping, heard the word giveaway, woke up. But yeah, when I lived in Michigan, I had, my own place, and I had like a big outdoor deck, and I had that extra bedroom that I had all my craft and music stuff in, and a great big dining room, but that place got flooded. It got destroyed. And I loved it. And it was mine. I owned it. So I could paint it any color I wanted. I could do anything. But I'm going to get back up there, although I probably won't end up owning anything. But I got to find me I'm going to have to find a regularly priced apartment until after I'm up there, and because I'm still on the waiting list, or not moving very fast for the others, and I got to get up there and get my treatment. So that's why I'm trying to earn all this money, because I want to be able to pay my rent for at least 6 months in advance, so I don't have to worry about it while I'm going through this therapy, because it's basically a form of chemo. It's an infusion therapy, and I don't want to have to be worrying about bills while I'm going through that. So anyway, so now I'm just looking at regular apartments, and we'll see what happens. But it sure was really nice to have one of my old friends step up and say, when you've got the money for the apartment, I will pay for the truck and the gas. And it's 600 miles. And the truck is going to get about 10 miles to the gallon. So I'm just going to have to take a regular rent apartment. And then once I get up there, it will be a lot easier for me to get into some of the other rental programs, and we're just working on it. But main thing is I got to get where I can get to U of M for my treatments. So anyway, that being said, I'm gonna go make me some food and set up the things that I'm going to be working on in the morning. And then I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow afternoon, and that's going to just leave me Wednesday and Thursday to finish all these projects. And hopefully I will make back the money. A lot of I've been trying to use up things I already have, but I still ended up spending probably $75. Plus I'm having to rent a vehicle because my car puked. So I'm going to have to make a lot of money to make any money. But we'll see. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out with me. It was going to be a short show, and it ended up being actually longer than my usual show, but we had a good time, and I needed to take a break from the crafting, so it's all good. If you have not subscribed, do so, please. I'm almost to 1,000. And if you have the ability to do so, like set up your laptop, mute your sound, and let my one of my playlists run, so we can get some hours built up. Hopefully by Christmas we will be able to monetize, and the faster I monetize, the more groovy things I can give away. So on that note, I'm going. Mr. M3 has already retired so that he can get up at 3 a.m. and wake me up. And we will see you. I'll let you know if I'm going to do the Wednesday show or not. It just depends on how far behind or caught up I am. And so thank y'all. Have a great night. Behave. Stay warm. or cool, depending where you're at. Thank you all so much. Much love to you all. Congrats to the winners. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.